What's up, y'all? It's your girl Zaida Lisa coming to you from my backyard. And today I wanted to do something a little less formal, something a little bit more chill. So come on in, folks. Let's talk. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. So yes, I am coming to you from the Drummy's backyard because I wanted to talk about why my week has been very rough and some new things that I learned this week, because we are all students and we are constantly learning every day. And if you are in a position where you feel like you no longer want to learn, that's when you can anticipate no longer wanting to grow. So some of the people I love the most are already on here. So shout out to my family for always being the first people in the room. And of course, my girls. What's up, Jazz? Peace. Hey, Rai. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, Bamboo MC. What's going on, guys? Like I said, today is an informal That's Dope, because I wanted to come on here and be in my backyard and just chill out, because I had a rough week. So today I want to talk about some things that I learned this week, some realizations that I came to, and some people who really made me open my eyes to different things. So let's start. So again, thank you for joining, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I am a mother, a wife, a sister, a friend, a daughter. I play so many roles. A professional. And I play so many roles in my life, but the role that I love the most, of course, is mom. I also love the role of being a big sister. I love the role of being a wife. And I love the role of being a daughter. And you see this personality right here? You see this lively, like, yo, life of the party. I got that from my mother. My mother walks in a room and who am I? Because I'm nobody. When my mother walks in the room, she is the center of the room. So I got this personality from her. So I play many roles, and one of the roles that I really take pride in is being a daughter. My mother has always been the type of person who, she's very selfless. She will give you the shirt on her back if she had to. She would literally talk to Port Authority bums and get them something to eat, and you be there like, Mom, come on, like that's the type of person that she is. And 6 years ago, she got really sick, and it's like she's always been like so fucking strong, right? She dealt with a treacherous marriage. You know, my father wasn't the best, and she left him in her 60s. Let's put that in perspective. In her 60s, she left him. So essentially living the rest of her elderly life alone. And so when that happened, Fez just took my shoe. Zoe, please go get my shoe before it's a wrap. When that happened, I took on the role of being there for my mother. And, you know, having a great husband who supported that is fucking dope. So I have a mother-daughter house, and my mother lives with me in a separate apartment. And that's our family dynamic. So grandma's always by the kids. There's always some bomb ass rice and beans going on. There's always some bomb ass food in my house, and it's always lively. Fezzi got my shoe. Somebody in the house come save me before he eats my fucking Birkenstocks. Somebody, please. So, and that's AKA my daughter and my husband who's on, because he got my shoe. That's important, guys. With puppies, they fuck everything up. So, yo, let me tell you, it's Daddy to the rescue with the fez on. Hold on, the sighting is coming. Yo, it's never a dull moment on the drummies, yo. Never ever a dull moment. And now you chasing Fezzi and you can't catch the zoo. You can't. Get him, Zoe, on the other side. So 6 years ago, getting back to business. 6 years ago, my mother got sick. And, you know, it was weird because we just never anticipated it. She's always been the rock of the family. I can't even remember, you know, her ever being away for something. Like taking a girls trip. What's a girls trip? She don't take girls trips. And she went into a coma. Now, when she went into a coma, let me keep my Birkenstocks. Thanks, babe. Appreciate ya.
To the rescue.
Thank you. So when she went into her coma, it was the hardest 5 days of my life. And I can't describe the feeling of not knowing if someone that you love is gonna be around. And during those 5 days, I spoke to my mother every day. I sang songs. I played music. I told her my deepest secrets because I thought that would be the last time that I was going to see her. And something amazing happened. She woke up. And it was so crazy, right? Because there was a nurse there. And the nurse was like, you know, it's something about Hispanic families that they stay together when time gets rough. And those tend to be the people who pull through. And I remember the day that we were there, me and my sister were there, sleeping there day and night, and my brothers, and we were just there every day. I didn't want to leave my mom. And I remember like all the nurse, like all the staff knew us, and like to our detriment, because anything like, you know, blood, anything that was coming through, medicine, like I was always seconding everything because I have a medical background. And the day she woke up was the most amazing day, because they kept telling me she was brain dead and that there was no coming back from this, and basically say my goodbyes, and it was something strange had happened. And this is God, y'all. This is God. There was a nurse who had a similar name to me. I think her name was Zaida or something, and she was still in her coma. And I remember the neurologist coming to me and telling me that she didn't think that, you know, there was anything further and that they can do, and they didn't think anything. And I remember like a nurse calling another nurse and saying, Zaida. And my mom turned and her heart started beating faster. Like she heard the name and she acknowledged it, and I was like, oh shit, that's it. So my faith from that moment on was like, yo, I'm gonna do anything I can to allow Sean, I need you back, because he has the pen. Yeah, that's an important pen. I might take you guys with me. Drop it. That's what you gotta do when you have a puppy. So she woke up. I'm sorry for all the distractions today, guys. Shawnee is back. and they're gonna take him inside now.
Let's go.
Fezzy, bad boy.
Bad boy. Let's go.
So she woke up, and when she woke up, I'm telling you, every doctor in the room was coming to see what they called the angel, because despite all odds, she woke up. And one of the craziest things was, I remember they were going to trach her. It was right before she woke up. I had saw a neurologist, and I had also seen a doctor that wanted to trach her. And I was like, no, no, I don't want you to do that. That's when they cut a hole and they basically put the tube in here to breathe for you, because after a while of you being intubated, and that's the intubation that goes through your mouth, you can catch an infection after 2 weeks. So they want to transition you to the trach, because they feel like it's healthier, it's easier for them to clean and manage. But I already knew, like, once you trach them, that's basically, you changing their quality of life. And I wasn't going to do that to my mother. Not until I absolutely knew that there was no chance. And let me tell you something, guys. For anybody who's a caregiver and has been through some shit like this, because I think there's a lot of things on the gram, but nobody wants to talk about the ugly. And the ugly is always present. Yeah, glamorous is dope. Yeah, all this is, filters and all that. Yeah, that shit is hot. But there's some real shit going on in people's lives daily. And so I can't sit here and tell y'all I'm real and I'm authentic if I'm not going to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. And the ugly is, I almost lost my mother in a coma. And she woke up. And let me tell you something. The moment she woke up, I remember whispering her in her ear right before she got the trach. And I'm sorry I'm all over the place, guys, but I seriously have PTSD from this experience. I whispered in her ear right before she got the trach, I need you to breathe. Ma, I need you to breathe. Because if you don't breathe on your own, they're going to trach you. And let me tell you something. Shortly after she woke up, shortly after they took that trach out, and she had a stroke, so she had to learn how to walk again. She had to learn how to do everything again. And let me tell you something, that woman did it with every might in her body. So I say all this to say, I am a caregiver to my mother, and she is back and kicking, has been now that was 6 years ago. She's been amazing. She helped me raise my daughter. She's at every party, she's dancing, she's moving. And this week I had a scare. She wasn't looking well, and my gut told me that something was wrong, but my anxiety wouldn't let me let her go, because the thought of the hospital and being in that situation again fucked my head up, y'all. It did. It put me in a bad place, because I already know, like, how something can change so drastically with a person that you think is the most healthiest. And I started to get anxious. I started hyperventilating. And I couldn't, like, when they told me that, when I called her doctor and was telling, like, the symptoms, and he was like, yo, she got an emergency room. It was like, yo, I felt like my heart broke again. And I mean, I know it's life, right? Like, we leave our legacy and then we leave. And I know that death is certain, right? But with someone that you're so close with, it almost becomes surreal to think of yourself not with them. And let me tell you, when I say I have PTSD from it, I think about death a lot when it comes to my mom, because I guess she was at a near-death experience. So it puts me in a bad place. It makes me depressed. It makes me sad. And of course, you don't see that side of me. Because let me tell you something, I try hard to fight it. I try hard to fight those emotions. I try hard to put my best foot forward. But sometimes even when you're trying your best, you break down. And in those moments when you do break down, when you have amazing people around you, amazing people who love you, who care about you, and who give you good advice, that's what really gets you through. And let me tell you something, before I came on here and was open and vulnerable with y'all, when I was a lurker, when I was just on the gram watching and not liking, I was so closed off. And now that I've opened myself up to this platform, to y'all, like, so many amazing things began to happen. And you know, I want to shout out the people closest to me who helped me through this difficult time and is still continuing to help me. So my mom did get hospitalized this week, and she was bleeding internally. But the good news is that because I trusted my instinct, because I followed through with my gut, despite how anxious it made me feel, how scared it made me feel, how not in control it made me feel, I helped her get better. And so now she's getting better, and now she'll be home. But this was something that I never wanted to share, because I felt like, yo, this is like morbid. Like, I don't want to talk about this. And, you know, it puts me in a very vulnerable spot. But the purpose of this platform is for me to talk through my emotions, talk through my feelings, and hopefully share something with y'all. Hopefully y'all learn something, or hopefully you get a gem, or hopefully I don't even want to say inspire, because I'm not trying to I'm not trying to inspire. I just want to tell my story, and if you can learn something from it, that's dope. Let me tell you something. I've had such amazing people, because when she was in surgery, again, my heart was like on the floor, and my husband was there supporting me. I love him so much. So shout out to the Fez dealer, Sean De Niro, Jasmine, Elise, Sama, everybody who reached out to me and just checked on me and knew that I wasn't in the right spot. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all, because you know what? When you going through something like this, nothing is going to make you happy. Nothing is going to make you feel better. If you've ever, you know, lost someone, I send out my condolences to you, because death is nothing to play with. And in a minute you can lose someone. And I think it was my girl, Notorious Mom. Shout out to Notorious Mom. She's on here too. She had put something up that when I was going through something rough, where she was like, yo, you know, you never know when it's someone's last day, you know. So that's why I spread love. It's the Brooklyn way, you know. I do that because life is too fucking short. It's too short to be dealing with bullshit. It's too short to be dealing with haters. It's too short to be. It's like I said, I spread love is the Brooklyn way. I give good energy because I want that energy back. And I think it's important to surround yourself with people who, when you know you down, you know you can rely on them. That you know that you can trust them. That you know that regardless of what, this person is going to have your back and have your best interests at heart. Because if you don't have that foundation, you never going to grow. And I was just talking to my husband's friend Sama, who is now like our brother, and we were talking about foundation. And shout out to Sama, because I remember Sama hitting me up and asking me like, yo, what's your happy place? And y'all saw when I put up me on the basketball court. That's my happy place. I'm a basketball player. I'm a baller. I'm a coach. Basketball was a big part of my life. And so Sama he had mentioned like, yo, what's your happy place? And for the life of me, I could not remember in that moment because my anxiety was so like just heavy on my heart, y'all. And I don't know if you've ever had an anxiety attack where you feel like, yo, you can't breathe, or like something's on your chest, or like you so scared you can't sleep. That's how I feel when I feel like something's gonna happen to my mother. Like I can't describe it. And it's so crazy because you know what I said too? I said the devil knows where to hit me to make me fall. Like, he knows. He knows where to hit me. And I'm just blessed, yo. That's all I could say. I don't even have anything profound to say other than I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have amazing people around me, amazing friends. I don't know what I would do without my mature, amazing friends who are there for me despite whatever the good, bad, and the ugly. My husband, my family, my cousin. These are the people who really hold me down. And y'all need to get y'all some. Y'all need to get y'all some friends that you feel like you can trust, because when shit is hard, shit is going left, those are the people that you can trust, that you can rely on. And I'm in awe, guys. I really am. And I swear I had so much shit planned for today. I was like, yo, we're gonna talk about this, but my heart is just still staying on this topic, and I apologize. I don't want this to be like a sad show. That's not who I am. But you guys have to see this side of me, because I am the nurturer. But like I said in my previous show, the nurturer needs to be nurtured. I need to be able to know when to take a step back. I need to be able to know when it's time to say I can't do this. Because as a nurturer, as a caregiver, we need a break too. We need rest too. We need to listen to our emotions. We need to listen to all the signs. We need to listen to when it's time for us to step back. Because if you're not good, how can I take care of my mother if I'm not good? How can I be good for her if I'm not good for myself? And I'm learning that. I'm learning how to take a step back and stop trying to be in control. That's something that I struggle with. I like being in control, because with control, I understand that I know what's going to happen. But there's some things in life that you can't be in control of. And that, I think, is what gives me anxiety. I'm not in control of my mother's health. God is. I'm not in control of what happens to my mother. God is. I'm not in control of how long my mother's going to be here. God is. And that's scary as shit, y'all. That's scary as shit. To think that someone that you love, that you've known your whole life, that has been your biggest supporter, could potentially not be here. That shit enough to make you sick to your stomach. So for anybody who is a caregiver to a, maybe a mother, a father, a family member, I want to say this. Know when it's time for you to say, I need a break. Know when you need to delegate shit. Know when you need to tell someone like, yo, I need help. Because needing help is not you being weak. It's actually you being strong. And that's something I had to learn. Because for me, Vulnerability for me, growing up in a Latino household where we didn't get a lot of hugs and kisses. I knew my mother loved me without a fucking doubt, but there wasn't a lot of hugs and kisses in my household. It was a lot of like, yo, you crying? Let's go. Man up. Put your best foot forward. Ain't no crying here. Crying's for babies. And that's the household we grew up in, and that's the type of woman that I am now. And I'm learning how to embrace my vulnerability, y'all. And that's something big that I have to learn as a woman, because I have to learn how to take the back seat in certain situations. And that's not easy for an alpha female. You know, we spoke about this. It's not easy for an alpha female to take the back seat and not be in control. So I'm not telling y'all I'm an expert. I'm just saying this is something that I'm going through. This is something that I'm learning as I go. You have to learn how to take the back seat. You have to learn how to be vulnerable. You need to learn how to express your feelings. And this is something that was not taught to us. To me, rather. I can't speak for y'all, but I'm going to speak for myself. Latino household. My mom's Puerto Rican. My father was Dominican. There was a lot of yelling. Not a lot of kisses and hugs. But it made me the woman I am today. So I'm strong-minded. I'm strong. And all those characteristics are amazing. I'm pretty sure that's some of the reasons why my husband loves me. But I also need to learn how to let go of control. So for anybody, like I was saying, for anybody who's a caregiver, I want to salute y'all. I want to say I love y'all. I know it's rough. I know it's hard. But just know that whatever you are doing your best. And your best is all they need. And sometimes it's going to feel lonely. Sometimes it's going to get hard. Sometimes the unspeakable may happen. But just know that your best is all you got to give. Because that's enough. So, enough being morbid today. Enough me crying, looking ugly as shit on camera. But I had to let that go, guys. I had to let that go. I had to tell y'all that I'm scared every day of my mother dying. I had to let y'all know that PTSD is real. That shit will not let me go into a hospital. That shit will not let me do certain things. And it's real, y'all. So for anybody dealing with, like I said, PTSD, anxiety, anything, just talk to somebody that you trust. Seek help if you want to, but I'm a big believer in talking to someone that you trust first. Because if you hold it all in, it's gonna fuck with you. Believe me, it's years and years of me being strong, me trying to have it all together. It just made me hurt more. So like I told y'all, I'm learning how to be vulnerable. I'm learning how to be more open. And this journey is allowing me to do that. And like I said, I for anybody just jumping on and doesn't understand what I'm talking about, I'm just talking about being a caregiver and dealing with a sick parent, or you may be dealing with grief or someone you lost. I myself, like I said, I'm a caregiver for my mother, who's 75 years old. And I go through trials and tribulations. I go through ups and downs. And it's scary as shit when you love somebody so much and you feel helpless. So for anybody out there who's a caregiver, please, 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 like I said, one of the biggest advice that I can give you is talk to somebody you trust. Be open about your feelings. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. But just know that what you're doing is your absolute best. And your absolute best is enough. So I'm gonna let y'all go, because I didn't want to be, I hope I didn't mess up y'all Thursday, because usually That's Dope is always an amazing conversation and we always talking about dope shit. But today I had to talk about me and how sometimes I'm not dope. Sometimes I'm just regular. Sometimes I'm just me, just Z. But I just want to let y'all know, first, I love y'all for staying to the end. I love y'all for listening to my words, letting me go through my emotions, letting me go through my feelings. My man Nathaniel in here telling me to keep going. Yo, matter of fact, hold on, let me stop all this sad shit and let me put something in perspective. I am going to be I got tears everywhere, guys. I'm gonna be interviewing Ask Nathaniel next Thursday at 8 p.m. here on That's Dope. So come. It's gonna be crazy, because if you guys haven't checked out his content, please check it out. He's dope. He's all New York. To me, I was getting all New York vibes from him. I love his page. I love his personality. I love his perspective. So it's going to be an amazing conversation on That's Dope next Thursday. So be sure to tune into that. We're going to go in. It's going to be dope. If you haven't checked out his page, you'll understand why it's going to be dope, because his personality is insane, y'all. And it's going to be a dope connection. But I just wanted to come on here really quickly and let y'all know that, this week I was dealing with my mom, and she's definitely my soft spot. And like I said, the devil knows where to kick me. So when he's like, bitch, you getting too cocky, let me bring you down. I'm just grateful, like I said, that she is getting better. She should be coming home tomorrow. She did have surgery for internal bleeding, but we caught it in time, and now she's getting better. So it was a rough week. It brought back bad memories from when she was in a coma 6 years ago, and everybody who reached out, who instantly knew, like, yo, something was wrong, I appreciate y'all, because you never know. Like, that text message could be something, that DM could be something to somebody who maybe doesn't have somebody reaching out. So for everybody who did that, y'all are amazing individuals. Like I said, I'm sorry for being sad on That's Dope. It's usually a happy, joyful, laughing platform. But today I just wanted to be real with my feelings and let y'all know what I was going through, because I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and death, and getting old, and elderly parents, and dealing with that is definitely it's the ugly of life that people don't want to talk about on the gram. But here on Mamas, we try to keep it real, we try to keep it authentic. So with that, I will leave y'all. I want to say thank you so much for listening, for everybody who was on and let me go through my emotions. I love y'all so much. Like I said, tune in next week to That's Dope at 8 p.m. with Ask Nathaniel. It's gonna be a dope conversation. We're gonna have fun. It won't be as sad as tonight, and I promise I won't be crying. I'll be back to regular Zaida. But I just wanted to come on here. Thank you for allowing me in your space. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me and letting me go through my emotions. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. If you haven't subscribed to Mama's Cocktail Hour, please do so. Also follow my personal page at Zaida Lisa. Follow my girls at Mama's Elise Nicole, at Jazz Speaks Life. I love y'all so much. And until the next video, I'll see y'all.